Welcome to ShortView Trading. It's your morning market here for Monday, 19th of April. What matters today and this week for traders? Well, the grind higher continued last week, and with that, so did the breakout that's been going on throughout the course of April in US markets. In the S&P 500, for example, as you can see from the chart in front of you now, the index consolidated from late Jan all the way through to the end of March. But since then, since the start of April, been breaking higher and moving noticeably upwards with strong momentum. But it's not just the US where that's happening. You can see the DAX in front of you now, which has been ratcheting up in various stages since mid-March, making a new record high as of Friday last week. And indeed, if you look at the chart in front of you now, this is month-to-date April returns across a range of key global asset prices. You'll see there's a pattern that's been playing out. It's been a month whereby we've seen a weak dollar and we've seen US bond yields coming off their highs. So US bond prices rallying, dollar going down, a very different environment to what we had in the first quarter of this year. And of course, that's a liquidity friendly environment, the sort of environment the NASDAQ likes. And as you can see in the chart in front of you now, this month to date returns chart, NASDAQ's one of the best performing assets in terms of major global asset prices out there, up around 7% or so month to date. And of course, the NASDAQ's a liquidity indicator. Softening bond yields is a positive for it, as is a weak dollar. Equally, you see the same with silver, the best performing asset in this chart, doing extremely well over the course of April, and indeed gold to a certain extent, although not quite as punchy as what we've seen in silver. So there's a pattern been playing out over the course of April, and that weaker dollar has also helped equity indices that are based in the US, not just the NASDAQ, but the S&P 500 to outperform its peers. You can see here S&P 500 doing better than the developed market equities and better than the emerging market equities over the course of April. So that topping out in 10-year bond yields, which you can see in the chart in front of you now, with those yields easing over the course of April, is one of the things that's helped the dollar soften and one of the things that's helped the US equity markets outperform. So the question is, the key question we're left with now is where's next? What happens next? Where are these markets going to from here? They've moved nicely higher over April. What comes next? And of course, what we've seen in the past week is US earnings start to kick in, the quarterly earnings season starting in earnest, and really supporting some of these stocks within the equity market. And now we're entering week 2. There's every reason that earnings season is going to continue to support the grind higher in US and indeed global equity markets. And added to that, what we'd also say is if you look at our short-term market timing models, our 1 to 2 week models that we update every day in our daily rag, they're not on sell. They're not generating a collective clear across the board sell message. A number are neutral. There's upside capacity in these models and therefore upside headroom in these equity markets for this grind higher to continue. So it looks like it's going to be an interesting week, and to see how we're playing it, please see today's daily rag available to subscribers via the website, or simply click on the link below. Equally, if you're not a subscriber, please take a 7-day free trial. Simply put in your name and email address and we'll send you the daily rag for free for 7 trading sessions. No credit card details required. Or if you like what you see, please subscribe. It's $49 a month, cancelable at any time with nothing further to pay. So what are we watching this week? Well, there's a number of themes. Flash PMIs come out across the globe towards the back end of this week. That's one of the first takes of economic activity for the month of April, albeit it's not the whole month, it's the first half. Added to that, you've got the second key theme, which is South Korean export data, the first take on global trade data in April. Again, another interesting insight into how April's performing across the globe. Over and above that, we've got the ECB meeting, press conference on Wednesday, an announcement on Wednesday. That, of course, will also be watched closely. And then finally, it's the continuation of US quarterly earnings season. Second week really in earnest. Last week, the banks. This week, lots of bits and pieces, including Intel and Netflix and Coca Cola, amongst many others. So that's it from us. Please do sign up for these free videos on YouTube. Simply search under ShortView Trading, or follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and or Facebook. Thank you for listening. Stay safe. Trade well.